Oh, holy shit! What is that? Holy shit! It's the drones! The drones! Oh my god! The drones! They're after us!
No!
Oh, I hit the wrong button. What am I doing? It's the damn drones that got me all this.
The drones got you. The drones got Daniel.
Yeah, I'm just deciding I'm gonna become a bit guy now, Jason.
I tried to play along the best I could.
You did, and then I accidentally almost hit end recording instead of the intro music. So
the damn drones, man, they're messing with our minds.
I know. Hey,
they've made Mudryk take banned substances.
That's right. And damn drones. Putin and his damn drones, man. I tell you
this is insane.
Insanity is happening.
We are in the end times. I hope Chelsea can win the title before the world goes to shit.
The world is. Yeah, can we please see one more Chelsea title before the world ends?
That's all we ask. That's all we ask.
That's all we ask. But yeah, if you're new here, this is the Red, the White, and the Blue podcast. He is Jason. I'm Daniel. We don't know what the hell we're doing. Although tonight, Jason, I did bring a special shirt. I don't know if you saw my shirt before the podcast.
I haven't.
But I'm wearing a new shirt my wife bought me for my birthday in honor of the #1 Chelsea fan in all of the world. Wearing my official Olivia Rodrigo shirt.
I thought you were the #1 Chelsea fan, and then you showed me the shirt, and I realized Olivia's the #1 Chelsea fan.
Olivia is the #1 fan of Chelsea.
Even more so than Sir Richard Attenborough, even more so than Will Ferrell.
That's right.
Olivia Rodrigo.
He's a traitor.
Will Ferrell's bandwagon.
Yeah, he's a bandwagon.
I mean, when you're a king of comedy, you can do that kind of shit, but still, dude, don't do it to us. do it to another team.
Olivia bleeds blue, Jake.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. Olivia bleeds blue.
She's the best.
She is the best.
This is a pro Olivia Rodrigo podcast.
We are. We're pro Chuck, pro Nato Vega, pro Olivia Rodrigo.
Yes.
So far, that's our pro list. That's it. They're only the people that have made the cut.
Not pro Mudryk, except I think he's innocent until proven guilty. So
yeah, pro Mudryk. I mean, I don't remember what the name of the substance was he took, but apparently it's for Russian super soldiers. That's all the hell.
I didn't mean to drop this at the top. I know. I just
let's get it out the way.
I just figured all the conspiracy theories about the drones. One of them has to now be somehow the drones in New Jersey have given Mudryk a banned substance and have made him fail his test.
They have yes, I don't know, super soldier drugs. I mean, I get, Ivan Drago flashbacks and stuff like that. And, I did read a funny tweet today. Somebody said, that, doping is very prevalent in Russia and Ukraine, especially for like Olympic athletes, but clearly it doesn't do them any good.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. So I mean, I don't know why he.
Well, supposedly that drug, like the head of the doping body came out. It's not called the doping body, but the head of the doping body came out. It was like that. There's literally no evidence that drug helps you do anything. So
why? Oh my!
Why are they taking it? Why is it banned? Why are they taking it?
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, like at minimum, you look at what everybody else like. I think Maria Sharapova got popped for the same drug.
Whoa.
She was suspended like 15 months.
This is a pro Maria Sharapova podcast. I'm just kidding. I did like Maria Sharapova back in the day, but I had a small crush on her. Yeah.
If you were a male and didn't like Maria Sharapova, no offense, but you were probably gay. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying. So,
yeah. That's like the Mummy, the movie The Mummy, 1999, right?
With Brendan Fraser.
Classic of our generation. There's people say that movie caused a lot of sexual awakenings for people because when you watch that movie, you knew who you were attracted to because there are
true.
some very pretty people in that movie.
There were some.
Either way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like Maria Sharapova is also one of those. Like she kind of helps you know yourself. You know. So that's what I'll say about Maria Sharapova.
It helps you better understand your body.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
just like the Mummy 1999, and we are pro that here.
That's right. We're pro becoming one with your body.
We're pro knowing yourself, whoever you are, and whoever you love,
and in whatever way you fancy, however you want.
Man, we got so much to talk about. This has been a crazy top of the podcast here.
I know. I mean, we just started out with the breaking news with Mudryk. And I'm with you. He's innocent until proven guilty. I mean, I think you're looking at, if he is guilty, 18 months. Probably that's what Pogba got. So you're looking at something like that, and probably Chelsea will terminate his contract. The only thing that sucks is we lose a bunch of money. So.
Wait, why do we lose money?
Because we can't sell him now.
So
we won't get money back from him.
I didn't remember this. We paid $89 million for him.
Yeah, it's ridiculous what we paid for him.
He's been riding the bench anyway.
Because he's been ill, Jason.
No, but even before that, he has struggled. Fair. He has struggled to make it into the team. At least we now have a legitimate reason why he's riding the bench. It used to just be his football IQ was bad. Which is another way of people just calling him stupid. But I haven't really ever rated Mudryk outside of the cool butterfly tattoo on his neck.
And he's fast.
He's fast. But he doesn't contribute that much anyway. So at least it's happening to a player that doesn't contribute. But man, and we'll talk about this. We are breaking curses. We are having a great season.
Yep.
We are flying high. It does suck that we should have just been waiting for the controversy to drop. And so this is a controversial thing that is now surrounding the club. At least it is focused on one individual player and a circumstance that doesn't involve our gameplay because he doesn't play that much. And so, he's like a bench player for the Conference League. So I hate to say that about him, and I want him to be innocent, and I do think he is until he says he is. And so I know the club supports him, and they're doing their own investigation. But, at the end of the day, he doesn't affect the team as is right now. So that's kind of nice, at least.
It is. It is nice. And, it is what it is. So we'll see what happens. I don't really care either way because, like you said, he's a fringe player at this point in time. He's not contributing anything. And people are like, oh, my gosh, if he leaves, if we have to, let him go, we got to get another left winger. I'm like, he literally has done nothing all year. Why do we need another left winger? I don't know. People are just crazy. But whatever. It is what it is at this point. So I do like Maresca's quote about him. He's like, you never know which Misa you're going to get when it's like you flip a coin. So it's like you get the good one or the bad one. You just never know which one you're going to get.
You get the doped up version. You get the clean version.
One or the other. One or the other.
Who's to say which one's good and which one's bad?
That's right.
You got caught. That's why they make you pee in a cup, bro.
Yeah, that's right. And it was on international dating, which whatever. I don't really know if that matters. He probably clearly was doped up on Chelsea, but
some drone swooped in, spiked his drink. They actually meant to spike other players, but I guess they targeted him as the best of the Conference League players. Or they missed somehow. And
something happened.
That's what happened.
It's all the drone. The drone's Putin's fault.
Yeah, they're trying to ruin our season, but Cole Palmer's not playing in the Conference League.
They couldn't get Cole Palmer for doping because he wasn't there.
Sorry, Liverpool fans. I know Robertson at left back, I think he's left back, has become your liability in defense back there over the past few games, but still, you can't be doing that to our players.
Yeah, for real. For real. But yeah, I guess we can move on to the Brentford match now.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Yeah, I mean, that
thing.
did happen. I mean, that is why I think the main reason we're here tonight.
It's my fault. This episode off the rails is my fault.
Well, I mean, we did start out by getting swarmed by drones. So there was that. So that threw us for a loop, the drones did. So, yeah, we beat the mighty Bumblebees 2-1. So this match. I mean, I don't even know where to start with this match.
It was a
horrible
match.
It was terrible. Like, the fact that we scored 2 goals is a miracle. The fact that they only scored 1 is another miracle in and of itself. Like, Bob decides to probably have his best match of the season in this match. Thank goodness, because if he had a stinker, we probably would have lost.
Bob's best match still means we're not going to have a clean sheet.
Right.
It's getting ridiculous at this point, man.
It is. It is very ridiculous at this point that we just – and, I mean, that's the thing is, like, even though we're sitting there and we're winning 1-0, I'm like, well, we obviously have to score another goal, at least one more, because they're going to score at least one. So we're not winning this match 1-0. So then we went up 2-0. I was like, well, they're still going to score a goal at some point in time. So they're going to, it's going to come down to the end of the match. And that's exactly what happened. But
man, I mean, like, both the goals were good. Like, it was nice that we got 2 goals before they scored their one.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just had to wait for us to, like, screw it up. But, like, for like 15 minutes or something, which is annoying. But I will say this: Chelsea teams of old, would have let in the second.
Well, I don't even know if they would have scored 2 to begin with.
Dude, either way,
we lost. Either way, we were going to lose that match. Old Chelsea team.
Yeah, we were going to blow it or lose it. And no, you're absolutely right in that. And this team somehow is able to see it out. We hadn't beat Brentford in like 5 matches.
5 matches.
That's insanity.
Crazy.
I think in some ways I'm more excited about this game than the Tottenham game. And the Tottenham game was way more entertaining. But I think
so much more entertaining.
Like, results wise, it's amazing to get one over on Tottenham. We talked about them on the last pod, or one of the last 2 pods. Go check it out. Listen to us wax poetic about our team and what we are now that we beat Tottenham in that fashion. All that aside, we typically rise or fall to our opponent's level, right? Like, in this match, we were sloppy, we were wasteful. Nico missed an open goal, like a tap-in open goal.
Yep, that he did.
Skies it. Like there were moments where it looked like we were going to be the teams of old here, and we saw it out, man. Like, so yeah, in some ways, I am way more excited about this win. And some of the performances we had, like Caicedo, like Nico not getting down about missing an open goal and coming back and scoring. Palmer's palmering. Cucurella's cucurellaing.
He got a goal. He got a goal.
His first Premier goal.
A diving freaking header of all things, too. I mean,
this team is happening. So and anyway, I'll stop now. But like, in some ways, I count this as a more important win than the win against Tottenham. And because it's such a classic trap game, and it was the same with
classic trap game.
Yeah, Southampton was the same way. Like, being able to win these things, gain points when other teams are losing points. This is where we have struggled for years. Like, we have picked up points where it mattered at the right times when other teams have sucked it up. Like, dude, this team, this first half of the season has been incredible, and I'm very proud of them. And it's also been very sloppy, and there's also a lot of room for improvement. So anyway, sorry, I'm done.
No, that's the thing is, like, it's a classic trap game. It's a game that old Chelsea would have probably lost or drawn or blown or something along those lines. And it's just that typical match where we just fumble the ball, like, especially when everybody around us drops points. And it's a huge chance for us to make up ground. How many times has that happened in the past years when we're just like, oh man, if we win this match, we can go up to 5th. But if we lose this match, we're going to be like 8th. And we would always lose the match.
Yeah.
And, people around us would lose, drop points. And we literally relied on other teams losing and us just scraping by to get to where we are, for the last 3 years. But this year's sort of changed. And the team's got a new mentality. They're playing better. They're playing as a team. So it's definitely nice to watch. It's fun to watch. And I think you said it too, is there's so much room for improvement. Now, I don't know if some of the players are capable of improving that much.
That's a whole other conversation.
Another box to work. I'm not sure our goalkeeper is capable of improving much more.
His decision making is going to catch up to his talent. Daniel, come on.
Just saying, the number one passer in League One is Petrovic, our goalkeeper. So
just saying that that propaganda game that Chelsea played, the way they word stuff is just primo. XG, we're the XG kings. Our goalkeeper's decision making will catch up to his talent.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Our PR people deserve a raise.
Dude, hell, Todd Bowles about to own a damn newspaper. So, it's about to get cranked up to 100 now.
A new propaganda arm for Chelsea and Matt Law.
Matt Law will be at the Telegraph very soon.
Dude, he will.
Head editor, head chief of staff, whatever the hell the highest position you can hold in a newspaper is. I don't even know, but that'll be Matt Law, head propagandist.
He's going to be head of sport or something.
Yeah.
It's going to be all Chelsea news all the time.
That's it. It'll just be nothing but puff pieces about how great Todd Bowley and Igbali are.
Yeah. How they do nothing wrong. Yeah.
They've never done anything wrong. They get all the women, they drive fancy cars, drive in private, which all that's probably true anyway.
We are not a pro Matt Law podcast. He can do whatever he wants. He's obviously he's making a good living for himself being a reporter, but some of the pieces that have come out from him seem like they were written by the Chelsea PR team.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. For sure. But
there's some collusion there. But anyway, whatever.
Definitely some collusion. You want to talk about collusion.
Yeah.
When you talk about Matt Law colluding with the Chelsea PR team and Todd Bowley and Bali, that's collusion right there.
What do you do an in-depth conspiratorial version think of this?
Hey, I'd be there for it, man.
The Matt Law conspiracy, and we'll have to let everybody know it's mostly tongue-in-cheek, but they're
mostly satire.
Yeah, mostly satire. We'll let them know which parts we actually believe.
but there will be some nuggets of truth in there, just like in every conspiracy theory, Jason.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I don't know. This match, it was a low block. We finally got to see us play against a low block.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We didn't look great. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand the crossing into the box. That was clearly our strategy.
Yeah.
That was clearly what we said. Toward the end of the first half, we had 21 crosses in the box just in the first half.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, why? Nico's not tall. He's not great with his head either. So
he definitely is not.
Why are we crossing? And then at the end of the first half, Kukureya decides, oh, okay, well, I'll use my head and have a diving header in between two center backs and I'll score. So, I guess I got to look and just eat my crow at that point. I guess, we put 21 crosses in the box. No. One of them's got to eventually work. So,
there's no crow to eat. He was horizontal on that. He had the stretch for that. It was really well-placed header. Those don't happen very often. There were other opportunities crosswise that should have been better than that one. And they all made it work. But that's the nice thing about this team is that is infuriating as they are to watch play for multiple parts of this match. They found the way, and that's what I'm trying to hold on to. As we do the run into halfway, man, if we keep this form up, there'll be a lot of more a lot more positivity going into the second half than I currently have right now. Right now, I still have a little bit of trepidation, but like, yeah, I mean, do you like that Maresca is trying something new with the team, and like we kind of executed it in the crossing against this team? Do you like that Maresca changes it up per team? And I have some thoughts about that, but yeah, I'll just leave the question there.
Yeah, I do. I think it's the right way to manage, because if you do what freaking Lampard did and just come out in a 4-3-3 and play the exact same damn thing every freaking match, everybody knows what you're going to do. And to be a good manager, you got to be versatile. And I think he's shown that. And that's interesting to me, because one of the big knocks on Maresca from people whenever he was coming in was that he wasn't versatile. But I think he's shown the opposite of that at Chelsea. Like, he's shown different formations. He's shown different looks out of the same formation. He's shown different strategies. Like this week, we saw him span crosses into the box. I don't understand it. I'm assuming they probably had some kind of analytics to back it up. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he thought that was their best way to attack the low block. I don't necessarily agree with it, because I don't feel like we have a target man in the middle. Like, if Drogba was in the middle, spam the crosses all day. I don't care. Diego Costa, spam crosses all day into the freaking box. Yeah. I don't care. That's fine. But when Nico is our striker, he's the guy we're targeting in the middle. I don't really like the crosses as much. But once again, it worked. We won. So, it is what it is. Yeah. I'm trying not to complain too much, because it worked. Yeah. And I do like the fact that he switches stuff up. I think it's the way to coach. You can't go out there and do the same thing every week. Like, we saw that with Lampard, and we saw how terrible it was. It almost got us freaking relegated.
We're kind of seeing that with City right now.
Yeah,
in City, like a weird way. Yeah,
they're like, look, like, people want to argue and debate about Rodri winning the Ballon d'Or, but I mean, I think they're sort of he's by him not playing, it's sort of proving the point that he probably was the best player. He literally, like, he might not score the goals and everything, but he does all the other things. So it's
the things that don't always get caught up in the stats.
And I don't like Rodri strictly because he tucked his shirt in. I think that's a very douchebag move of him. But,
so arrogant,
such a freaking prick.
No, like, all the things that you're speaking of, like, I mean, you see it with Tottenham, right? Like, Postecoglou is literally like, we are going to play a high line. This is how we play. We will never change it. I mean, even like last season when we beat them, like in the other, like, 5-4 or 4 something thriller, I can't remember now, but like we were coming at them and they never changed. They never adapted. And then they lose 4-3 to us, and then they go score like however many they scored against Southampton.
5, I think.
Yeah. So it's like, but then you see Southampton, who also play a high line, who didn't really change for us either. And then you see how that affected them during the Tottenham game. So here's what's interesting about our system, because I do think we have a system. It is adaptable when it needs to be. And so I never feel like we go out there and we don't have a plan. Like it like at least like the sense on the field and the sense of the players that we do have a plan. And what Maresca has done really well is he's given players freedom to work within that plan. And so he's given them the tools that they need. He's given them the system to work in, and then is letting them make decisions on the field as they see fit, as he's also trying to adapt to that. And so to me, that just shows there's a lot of communication, like in the locker room between the players and the coach. There's a lot of communication going on in training. There's just a lot of trust in each other. And those are the intangibles that aren't getting caught up in stats that we did not have for the past couple seasons, like even like the second half of Tuchel's season, like his last season, like before he did half of a season and then left. Yeah, anyway, I'll never let it go. But like there was a breakdown in trust between players, and Maresca has somehow been able to come in and build that up from the ground up through his system, through his tactics, through adaptability, even though he still subs probably too late for us. And the players, like Nico has a ton of confidence right now. Like to miss the goal he missed, and we were all like groaning. There were several times when you and I just texted each other, Nico, come on.
Yeah.
Like, damn it, Nico. What is he doing? Or like Nico in a head and hands emoji, you know? And like there's like several times when we just thought that about Nico in the game, and he never stopped and got the goal before he got subbed. And that to me is just awesome. And like just a few games ago, we were playing Caicedo at right back.
Yeah.
But through injury, through suspension, we've got to play Gusto at right back, and we got to play like a more traditional Maresca model. But then Cucurella, man, is all over the pitch.
Everywhere.
Like, this goal has been coming for a couple weeks. Like, Cucurella keeps being found at the top of the box. The dude has not scored a Premier League goal. And he keeps getting found at the top of the box, and we're like, what is he doing? But, like, clearly somewhere along the way, he's been given permission and freedom and trust to roam. Like, there were a couple times where he's making tackles on the right side of the pitch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is he doing over there? But, like, Cole Palmer's the same way. Like, if you look at Cole Palmer's heat maps, he likes to hang out on that right side of the box, like right in front of the box, and then kind of through that right side. Not full winger, but like, you know, kind of in.
Yeah.
And he likes to play make from there. But like, there will be other times when he's just everywhere. Yep. And like Cucurella is the same way. Like, if you look at most of his heat map, he's on that wing. But like every now and then he'll pop up somewhere else, and you're like, it's not even like they got caught in transition thing. It like literally is hey, you have freedom to try to make the play, how you're going to make it. This time it just came out in a bunch of crosses, but we were able to at least get something from one. So if you're going to give us the chance, it's like you said, like we're going to eventually get it if you keep letting us spam the box 21 times.
We'll eventually get something.
Yeah. So in Cole Palmer's deliveries this game from like several set pieces and corners were immaculate. Like what it annoys me is that nobody was on the end of a lot of those. Like they were so good, but that's to your point. We just don't have the personnel inside of the box to really take care of business from a set piece point of view all the time. And so, yeah, when you have Cucurella making that kind of header, I mean, I'm just going to enjoy it. And that it was nice. But you also mentioned this earlier, only being out 1-0 against a team in a low block that we were also begging to score on us.
Yeah.
Is not very fun. So those are like the gaps in our defense. Caicedo was a monster in this game. Caicedo was a monster in this game.
He's the reason we got the second goal. Like,
holy shit.
He stole the ball, got it to end zone, and end zone made a brilliant hell of a pass to Nico. And then that whole build up and play was just beautiful. Like from Caicedo stealing the ball, making a great tackle, passing to Enzo. Enzo's little bend that he put on the ball. Because I don't know where that came. I think it was the goalkeeper's camera angle, maybe, but they had it like straight on with end zone, the bending of the ball right into Nico's path, and then Nico's calm, cool collectiveness to finish the shot, which I don't think he would have done last year. Because like you said earlier, his confidence is up this year. Like, even though he missed that big chance earlier in the match, he came back and had the chance that won us the game and capitalized on it. So
there is like watching him from last season, even the beginning of this season, where he's just very undisciplined. Like we talked about his maturity like several games ago. He got subbed out at a time when he didn't want to and still clapped, you know. And we were like, oh, that's a big deal for Nico. He has a poise now about him. Like there just is like that he's got like a strikerness about him that like you do see from some of like, I mean, he's nowhere near Drogba. But if you look at his stats, man, from the beginning of last season to now, he has the most non-penalty goals in the league.
Yep.
So even over Salah.
And Holland.
And Holland. He's on 9 for the year right now. Like, that's awesome, man. We're going to have multiple people in double digits again. Like, these are the types of things we need. Without Palmer just carrying everybody.
Like, he's not. And that's the thing this year. He's not carrying. Like, he does things. He's affecting games in different ways this year than he did last year because everybody realizes how good he is now. they're man marking him, they're double teaming, so it's pulling other people out of positions.
Yep.
So now it is leading to our other players getting chances, and they're capitalizing on it.
Yes.
So that's the big difference this year with Palmer. Statistically, not having as great of a year, but we both said that over the offseason, like, don't expect Palmer to do what Palmer did last year. That was just an insane season. But he's affecting the game in other ways still to get his teammates the ball, even though he's not literally passing the ball. But he's still having a really good season. That's the thing. It's not like he's having a shitty season.
I don't think he's that far off from last season. If
he might not be
out everything, so yeah,
he might not be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that my biggest concern about this team and my biggest worry about them is that eventually the little things, if you don't do them right, they catch up with you at some point in time, and eventually that's going to start having an effect on them, and we will lose a game because we don't do the little things right. Don't know when it's going to happen. It usually shows up when you play the teams that are better than you, like the Liverpools, the Arsenals, the Cities. You know, it usually shows up in those types of matches more so than when you're playing a team like even like a Brentford where you have the majority of the possession because they're sitting in a low block, you know, or an Everton this weekend, you know, it's coming up, or any of the conference players. But the little things, because I mean, like, that match was very frustrating because we didn't do a lot of the little things right. Brentford had chances. Sanchez did have a hell of a match. Our defense was woeful, as per usual. Outside of Cucurella, Colwell had a really good match. Tosin didn't have a great game. It was okay. Can't remember anything Gusto did worth relevance. Gusto is he's not in a good position positionally on the pitch.
Right.
Like, that's my thing about Gusto. So I don't know. That's what worries me about this team, is that people that don't watch Chelsea like we watch Chelsea week in and week out, and they're in a title race because they're second. No, we're where we are, but we do deserve to be where we are. But we're still not where we need to be, in my opinion, to challenge for a title.
Yeah,
you know, because we don't do a lot of the little things right. We have a bunch of good individual brilliant moments within matches where our players will string together, like the Caicedo tackle past Enzo to Nico. We'll have those moments of brilliance, or Palmer does something crazy. But, like, then we'll go, you know, we'll have a spell of 10 minutes where we just shut off and don't do anything, where we can't make a pass, where we don't have a first touch, where we don't do these little things. And we had that moment. Like, that's why we lost the freaking Liverpool match this year, is because we can literally just shut off.
Yeah.
Like, you don't shut off. We at least take a point from that match instead of giving them 3, you know? So it's those things like that where we just mentally, we're so much better than where we were last year, but we're still not there yet.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't say that this team is a title challenger, because we don't do those little things right. Like, I think top 4, I think, is well within reason. We talked about that last week on the pod.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Title challenging, and I mean, I think it's going to, which I don't think Liverpool does what they're doing for the rest of the year either. So I think it's just going to become a bit of mass chaos at the top of the table toward the back third of the season. So,
well, and there's always a bit of luck element with the injuries too. I mean,
for sure.
And we've had that. Yeah. So if Cole Palmer gets injured, this is a completely different team.
It is.
Like, you know, so, like, there's an element of luck. There's an element of, like, good personnel management. There's an element of, which is why I think the Conference League is, if we even are sniffing at the title this year, like, the Conference League is helping us. And we've talked about that. But, like, yeah, there's too many unknowns with the defense on this team. Caicedo is becoming a absolute powerhouse on the field right now. Palmer is also a powerhouse. Before Neto went down, Neto was doing pretty well, but Jadon Sancho's coming in, and he's now kind of making the spot his again. Like Madueke, not that
he's too inconsistent. Like, for me,
not that impressive. Yeah,
he'll have a good moment here. He reminds me a lot of Sterling,
but he got the assist. to
He
the
did.
to the Cucurella header.
Yeah,
So
to
that
the
was
Cucurella. And that's the thing is like up until that point, he hadn't done anything, and he had been pretty crap. And then he got the assist, which is great, but then he didn't do anything for the rest of the match. And and he reminds me so much of Sterling in that they can get in space, they can get around their man, but then they just don't always make the right decisions from there. Like Sterling, most of the time, would dribble into the defender or some shit. Like Madueke will take a shot at an impossible angle. He loves to. He's like, he's not going to pass. He's going to shoot.
Or he'll even have an indecision moment where he doesn't make a decision either way, and he'll go out the byline.
Correct. Yeah. So it's just all these different things. Like, and that I like Neto because Neto is a lot more consistent to me on that wing. And we all know that they're just keeping it warm for Esteval next year. So that's all that matters. Everybody's just keeping the right side warm for Esteval. So
yeah, exactly. Dude, Esteval, man, cannot wait for him to be in this.
I'm so stoked about that kid.
I would just like to say the last time we had a clean sheet in the Premier League, I'm not counting Conference League. The last time we had a clean sheet in the Premier League was December 1st against Villa. Before that, it was September 14th against Bournemouth. We have had
2 months
two clean sheets all season. In Premier League play. No, 3. We've had 3 because we did a clean sheet against West Ham right after. That's probably when we thought Bob was good for us.
That's the one. Yeah, we thought he was good again, and then he proved us wrong by going on a complete tangent of no clean sheets. But
so we've only had. So to your point, like the question marks around the little things that we're not doing on defense. Like we have 3 clean sheets out of 16 in the Premier League right now.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
terrible for a team that wants to. That you're saying is challenging for a title. That's awful.
Yeah,
like for a team that's like in the title race, terrible.
Yeah.
So
if we do, I don't know. This is different pot. This is for a different episode, but like we could talk about transfer strategy in January if we want.
Yeah,
but I think we're stuck with Bob for the rest of the season.
Oh, 100%.
I do not think Bob's decision making is going to catch up to his talent. And if it does, it needs to happen soon. If you actually do want to
within the next 5 matches,
yes, it needs to happen next match. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you, man. There's a lot of excitement around this team. There's a lot of things to be positive and happy about. I think you and I are probably more positive about some of the intangibles that have happened from last season to this season, things that I was not expecting Maresca to be able to do because I thought we were too far into a hole coming out of last season. But clearly we had enough momentum, and Maresca has done all the right things, and Conference League has helped us, and we had the right players in place for Maresca to utilize in the way that he wanted to. So there's a lot of things that stats are not catching, but then you look at the clean sheet stat, and I also do not think we're title contenders. I will never think that with the way this defense is playing. But
yeah, the defense and goalkeeper is what, and I think
I'm counting Bob as part of the defense there, but
I think it was Michael Carey. It was one of them stupid pundits on Monday Night Football the other night that said that Chelsea won't challenge for the Premier League title because of their defense and goalkeeper. And Chelsea fans, of course, are outraged, but I'm like, it's not lying.
That's true.
Like,
that's exactly true.
It's true. Like, I mean, we don't have a goal. We have a very mid goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But I remind you, he was the 3rd string keeper at Brighton when we bought him. And then we have Colwell, who is a good center back. He's growing and he's getting better, and I'm fine with Colwell. I have no problem. Then you've got Tosin or Badiashile or DCC at the other center back, and none of them. I mean, we had Fofana, who that was good at moments, but then would have some boneheaded decision making times too. So he wasn't flawless. So
we're not playing Vega consistently enough.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people say Vega is not ready. I mean, I think a lot of people wanted to bring Josh up from the freaking from the academy. I can't say I really disagree with that after watching him play last week. I don't watch the academy play, but when he played in the conference league match last week, I mean, he's not any worse than any of the other center backs we have. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So why not play the younger? That's my thing. Is like if there's a young kid and then there's another guy and the young kid is just as good as the other guy, play the young kid because you're going to have him for more years and he gain experience. He's not any worse.
Yeah,
I don't think he's any worse than Tosin or Badiashile. Might as well just play him. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm with you. I just don't think this is. We have a couple more holes we need to fill.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Hey, and we promised this from the very start of this podcast. You and I, we're not trying to be negative on the team at all. There are things that piss us off, and we will let you know that. But at the end of the day, we are going to try to view this as realistically as possible.
Yeah.
And expectations are still tempered as they should be with all the things that have been mentioned about defense and goalkeeper. But I'm pumped. I think this is a huge win. But at the end of the day, we're not challenging for the title as of this moment. That's not happening. I know we're 2 off the top. I'm happy with that. My prediction could still come true about where we finish in the table. I think I've predicted 9th. I almost went lower. So there was a lot of question marks about everything coming in at the start of the season. Yeah. Nobody can definitively say they thought we would be here at the beginning of the season. There's no way that outside of you just talking out of your ass, you were actually you could actually back that up with anything that has happened this season. But wow, am I impressed with the first? I guess that's the 16th game with the first 16 games of the season. So I think that is something to genuinely be happy about. Yeah, and not get ahead of ourselves. And I think Chelsea fans need to take a long look at themselves getting mad at somebody saying we still have things to work on in our defense and with our
I am just happy that I'm happy watching Chelsea play again.
Dude,
I'm just glad that it's fun again to watch Chelsea play because these last 2.5 years have been miserable. We picked the worst time to start Chelsea podcast.
Having to podcast through that has been one of the worst decisions we've ever made in our friendship.
I mean, the fact that we had to get on here and act like we were somewhat happy and decent was the hardest thing in the world because I just want to get on here and cuss this team out every week. But,
just living through never knowing what to expect.
Right.
You and I can kind of predict now that we'll score.
Yeah. We're at least going to score some goals now. Yeah. We know we're not keeping a clean sheet. That's a fact.
I mean, some more stats. We're on 6 wins right now. We're a full 15 points better than we were at this stage last season.
Yeah.
Throughout the same period of games, or the same amount of games in the Premier League. I think since the start of last season, we have scored more points than the other team. It's 51 or something. Mm-hmm. It's insane, man. You shared that graphic with me. I mean, since May, I think it's since May we've scored the end of the last month of Poch into this season, we've scored more than any other team.
Yeah.
Our form has been incredible since last May. Are we talking about our form's going to be awesome for a whole year? I don't know. That's too early to tell. There's still question marks. I'm with you though. It has been really fun watching this season up to this point so far and being able to talk about our players in a positive way where there's not all unknowns or we have to just go, well, we hope they come good. And
I hope this happens. I hope we win.
Yeah. And the Chelsea board telling us, no, we have a plan. And we're like, no, you don't. They have lucked into giving Enzo Maresca a 5-year contract.
Just nuts.
Based off of Leicester City making the Premier League last season.
Yeah.
That is insane. You can't say definitively that you knew this was going to be successful. Mm-hmm. There was no way. After the idiotic things they've done with the managers previously. So it is crazy how many managers they've gone through so far. But I mean, they finally landed on Enzo Maresca. But it's like you said, it's been 2.5 years of just shit up until that. So
very much so. But yeah. But I'm glad that it is fun to watch Chelsea play again, and we get to have fun on the podcast, and drones get to attack us, and we get to talk about Olivia Rodrigo, and all fun stuff like that. So, but yeah, I think it is good match. Do we want to give out a Player of the Match award? I mean, I think there's a couple. There's about 3 or 4 guys that you could do this match.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
you do yours.
You give it to Bob, probably.
Yes.
I mean, weird to say enough, but Bob was one of the better players. I mean,
you absolutely
I think Caicedo, he's not there yet, but he's getting to that level of Conte, where it's just like every match you can sort of give him the Player of the Match, and nobody would argue with you. I think if you're Chelsea fan wise, Chelsea fans are probably to that point now where it's like, if we just give Caicedo the match ball every time, nobody's going to complain about it.
Yeah. And I will say this earlier, Caicedo's done this himself, because he, in his post-match interview, or one of the interviews after the match, he was talking about how Caicedo was like the player he looked up to. He wants to affect the game in the way. Or, sorry, Conte.
Caicedo looks up to Conte. Yeah.
Yes. Caicedo looks up to Conte. And is like, I don't even know what I just said. I'm gonna have to go back.
You think Caicedo looks up to Caicedo, which I mean,
what an arrogant ass! But it's working. No, I'm just kidding. No, but Caicedo looks up to N'Golo Kante and wants to affect the game in the way that he did. And like there were moments during that match where I thought that he was. So it's obviously he's living up to his idol there, and I think that's who I would give it to. There were several moments. I mean, starting out the series with Nico scoring, and then there were several moments where he lunged in for a challenge, not like he did last game where there was the red card, but like he actually won the ball. Like there's a confidence coming from him too. Like just to go in and stick a foot in and win that thing. He did that all over the pitch last game. Looks like you had a thought there, though.
I did, but I'll say my thought for after we finish the Player of the Match thing, because it's not related to that. I just thought about it when you said something that we need to talk about it. I think the other person I was going to say was Cucurella. I think you give him the man of the match, because you talked about earlier, he's all over the pitch. He scored a goal. A beautiful diving header, so it wasn't an easy goal. I think you give it to Nico too for just the composure he showed. I think I would probably give it to Cucurella, because I refuse to ever give Bob another Player for the Match award.
Yes, exactly.
So, but I think Cucurella would get it for me. And like, look, so this parlays into my next point. Cucurella is becoming my favorite player on the Chelsea team because he is our shit stirrer. Like, he is the guy that goes out there and stirs the shit. But there are times when shit stirrers are innocent, and they don't do jack shit. And Cucurella got freaking screwed over at the end of that freaking match by that ref, because the ref wanted to be the center of attention. He wanted to be Mr. Superstar. Mr. It's all about me. I'm the freaking ref. Cucurella gets pushed and gets a yellow card for getting pushed into the ref. Make it make sense.
What'd they say? He was taking on an aggressive stance or something?
He's the one that got freaking pushed.
Yeah.
It was the most ridiculous statement. The FA's taking a shit. Screw all of them. Screw the freaking ref. He was looking for something. Because I think he got the yellow card in like the 80-something minute. It was extremely
I thought it was after the whistle.
No, the first yellow.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
It was super late in the game. And then he gave him the second yellow was after the whistle.
Can they appeal this?
No, they can't. You can't appeal. You can appeal a straight red, but you can't appeal a second yellow. card.
That's insane.
Yeah, so he's donezo for the next matchup. So he won't be there at Everton. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming we'll probably see Vega, maybe. Or who knows? Yeah. Maresca might do some crazy shit, put Gusto over there at right back and then or at left back and then put Caicedo at right back. Because Lavia will be back by then, supposedly. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows what the hell Maresca is going to do, but it's going to work. That's all.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, the referee issued a second yellow card to Cucurella for adopting an aggressive attitude.
It's the biggest bullshit I've ever heard.
Yeah, booked the other player too.
Oh, he booked the other player. So Cucurella is at fault for getting pushed. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, the ref was sense. I can't. Maybe Matt Law can.
The ref was very inconsistent. It wasn't a great reffing match, but whatever. We're not gonna sit here and harp on the ref. I will harp on him at the end because I think he being an asshole, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anything else about the match?
No, man, I'm with you. I'll just echo again. It's really fun to watch this team, even in the midst of them doing really dumb things like most of this match. But a win's a win. Winner, chicken dinner.
And we did say, I remember we said this a couple weeks ago on the podcast, that we were going to have matches like this.
Yes.
That we were going to have to win 1-0, 2-1, like nail-biter type of matches if we truly wanted to be title contenders, and we just won one of those types of matches. And like you said earlier, last year's team would not have done this, been able to do this. So it speaks to Maresca and what he's been able to do with the mentality of these players, and that's what I did get a little beef on Twitter the other day with a Liverpool person. So because somebody else tweeted and they said who has had like the better year, Slot or Maresca, and I said Maresca, obviously because of what he's done with the players and their mentality. And then the Liverpool guys like, but Slot's done this. I'm like, Slot had everything handed to him on a freaking silver platter. And he has Salah, who has 75% of all your freaking goals and assists this season.
Yeah,
exactly. Not taking anything away from Liverpool, because I did look, their run in the Champions League has been impressive.
Yeah.
They've been good. But at the same time, he had every piece in place.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't. Like, Maresca is taking a bunch of kids and is doing this when they have one of the best center backs in the world, one of the best keepers in the world. I'm not going to say right back in the world, one of the best right wingers in the world.
Yeah.
They have players there already that have been established and have a winning mentality. Like, that's the thing with Liverpool. Klopp built that into that team because they've been challenging for titles for years now. They've won titles. Chelsea hadn't done shit in that run. So it's like we did win a Champions League during the midst of that Klopp run. But other than that, that's really it.
Right. So, and that, in some ways, we had a pretty easy run into the final there. So
we did. But hey, look, I can complain. We beat Man City in the final. That's all that matters. So whatever. Kai Havertz, King Kai, back when he was King Kai. Only thing good he ever did for this club.
We beat Bayern and we beat City when they were both at the height of their powers, and we still pipped them both to a Champions League. That's
true.
Absolutely incredible.
That Bayern team was nasty.
Oh, dude. We had how in the world?
Our team was nasty too, to be fair. But that Bayern team, that's when they were built like a freaking monster back in the day.
Still one of the best things I've ever seen.
Oh, dude, that Champions League finals, best match I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah,
favorite match I've ever watched in my life. Still gives me goosebumps to this day.
Oh God, yeah, same.
But
nothing will really compare to that. But
no, I don't think any Chelsea moment. I think we could have an invincible season and win every trophy, and it still wouldn't compare to that one. Yeah. Just that one Champions League, because it's our first, and the players we had on that team, like I don't know, there was just something special about that team.
Yeah, I agree.
But all right. So we played home on Thursday. We play the old Shamrock Rovers, who are, Jason, just 6th place right now in the Conference League. So this will be one of our more challenging matches that we have this in the group stage. This is our last match. We are officially through. So irrelevant, what I don't think we can finish any lower than 2nd, just sitting here looking at the table. Just because of goal differential, because we're ahead of everybody on goal differential.
Yeah.
But unless we just get slaughtered, which I guess is always a possibility because our defense does suck at times. But yeah. So I guess we need to make predictions for this match.
Okay.
So yay. Neither one of us got the prediction right.
No. You were close though. You picked 3-1. I was dumb. I picked 4-2. I thought both of those teams were scoring teams and pretty leaky. So I was like, if this is truly a big open match, then it will, but it
wasn't a bad prediction. Like you said, both teams were leaky. I mean, the 2 of the top scoring teams in the league. So
yeah, exactly.
But all right.
I'm doing another swing on this one. We'll see if we get
I don't know. So they've only given up 4 goals in Conference League. Same as us. Okay. They have only scored, though, I think they scored like 14 or something like that.
They've only given up how many goals in Conference League?
4.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's what we've given up 4 as well. So
wow. It's impressive.
Yep, it is. It is. I don't even know where I was.
I think I have 2 of my predictions have come from the Conference League.
Oh, okay. There we go. I got back to the table. They've scored 11.
One of yours
21.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah.
So okay. I mean, it's going to be a backup squad match. I'm assuming again. Maybe Cucurella makes an appearance in this match since he can't play on Sunday, sort of like Neto did last week. Since he can't play on Sunday, might as well use him in this match. Let him get some minutes in under his belt. At least
really have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh no! I was just going to say I have a really dumb score prediction. That's why I interrupted your thought.
I was just going to say at least it's not going to be sub-zero temperatures this week. So
true. True. I love that. I'm swinging for the fences here.
All right, I got my score. I don't think it's going to be right, but I'm going with it anyway.
I'm swinging. So, I'm swinging right now.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
4-0
Chelsea.
I almost went 4-1. I changed it at the last second.
Okay. So you think Jurgensen's going to keep a clean sheet, and I think Jurgensen's going to give up 1 goal. All right.
I think he's going to show up.
So in other words, we're both cheering for Chelsea to score 4 goals, and I'm cheering for Shamrock to score 1.
Yeah. Dude, I had 4-0 in my head as soon as we started talking about it, and then I was like, but they might score 1. So then I changed it back. So
I don't know. I would feel a lot better predicting a nil score, like us not to concede a goal in the Conference League than I would in the Premier League, just because Bob isn't in goal. So
yeah. And we've been doing pretty good on that front in the Conference League.
Yeah, we've done a lot better, but we'll see. We shall see. Thursday, 2:00 in the afternoon. So that means I think I go pick my daughter up from school, and then I will go get Whataburger, and then I will go home and watch Chelsea play.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
So we've lost 1 Conference League game, but that was to get into the Conference League.
That was in the playoffs. Yeah.
That's so weird. We were still finding ourselves at the beginning of the season.
We were. And it was at home too. So
yeah.
But we got Everton this weekend, I believe.
Yeah.
So we will have a short podcast on Thursday afternoon. Or we're actually going to start it because Jason has a business affairs to attend to, i.e., he's skipping work on Friday and taking a vacation.
Look, I need to shout out Daniel on this podcast. Well, before we end this, because he's been amazing dealing with me these past couple weeks.
You're a sweetheart,
So,
Jason. I don't
oh,
mind you.
shucks. I don't deserve you. I would just like our viewers and listeners to know that. Oh, Daniel just gave me a heart. And Apple flared it with a bunch of hearts. But yeah, anyway, Daniel's is put up with a lot for me this week. I hope that in 2025 I can be a better contributor to this podcast. I think I'm out of room in this year to make up for all the shit I put Daniel through on this podcast. But he's the real sweetheart here, not me.
2025 is the year of the Red, White, and Blues podcast. I'm
calling
it. I'm calling it
happening.
Now. It's happening in 2025. So
yeah. We need Chelsea to be more successful so we can get some viewers.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So,
more Chelsea fans out there, the better. So there's that. But so I guess until tell those people where they can find us, Jason. I guess we need to do that first, and then we can do. Then we can leave.
Just send off. We're on X. We're on Instagram. We're on Threads. We are also on Substack. Daniel writes amazing reviews of the matches there. 2025 will be the year that I help him. I've said that for 3 years.
No, we've only had a blog for like a year and a half. So
okay.
It hasn't been that long.
Okay. Well, that's still a long time. But anyway, you can catch us. I did say Substack. Anyway, you can catch us on all the things. We made it easy for you. It's the same name across all of them at the Red White Blues FC, or just at Red White Blues FC. Sorry, don't put the
because Elon wouldn't let us put pod at the end of ours because it was one letter too many.
Yeah,
bump you, Elon. Anyway, we're on Spotify and Apple too. You can listen to us there, catch our podcast there. We're also on YouTube, which nobody likes watching our faces apparently. So that'd be cool if you did want to start doing that because we are on there, and I've got some ideas for 2025 to maybe make YouTube a little different. So, but like, subscribe, blah 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 blah, whatever you're doing on the YouTube today. But until Thursday night, which is Conference League. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Oh man, does it feel good to be perpetually second in the Premier League? Flippity floppity.